Boston Celtics guard Payton Pritchard just locked in with a massive extension that's going to benefit him and the Boston Celtics for this upcoming season. We'll get into all of that news today on Celtics Digest. But before we get into that news, I would like to say that 89% of our viewers are not subscribed. It would greatly appreciate it if you hit that big old red subscribe button and joined the Celtics Digest family, guys. We just hit around 675 subscribers. We can't thank everyone that's already hit that button, but our goal is 1,000 subscribers, guys. And if we could get to 1,000 subscribers by the beginning of this season, we'd be eternally grateful for you guys. So make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and come to Celtics Digest to get all your Celtics content, as we'll be uploading almost daily here, guys, throughout the regular season and the playoffs. But let's get into the news at hand, which is Payton Pritchard locking in with the Boston Celtics. And personally, I am ecstatic that this news has happened for the Boston Celtics. Obviously, Payton Pritchard last season expressed some trade requests as there was a slotted guard room with Malcolm Brogdon, Marcus Smart, Derrick White, and Payton Pritchard. He kind of fell to the end of the rotation, didn't get any playing time for the Boston Celtics last year, and expressed a trade request, which was rightfully so coming out of Payton Pritchard. He was a young prospect who was picked in the first round of the NBA draft that year and wanted to play on a team and be a part of a championship team, and he was in the year that they made the NBA Finals, but last year they just got too many guards and he just fell out of the system. But this year, they obviously moved off guards and Malcolm Brogdon and Marcus Smart to bring in guys like Jrue Holiday. And now we have a nice guard core of only 3 guards with Jrue Holiday, Derrick White, and Payton Pritchard. So the Boston Celtics have granted Payton Pritchard his wish and have extended him. And this is great for the Boston Celtics, and we'll get into that. According to Wojnarowski, right recently, just about 10-15 minutes ago, Boston Celtics guard Payton Pritchard had agreed to a 4-year, $30 million contract extension agreed by his agents Austin Brown, Max Goldman, and Mitch Newhorn of NCAA Basketball tell ESPN. The deal is fully guaranteed. This is great for Payton Pritchard, guys, and great for the Boston Celtics, as this contract isn't as bad as people are saying. I know I look on Twitter, there's going to be trolls. They're going to say overpay for a guy that just wanted to be traded. But $7.5 million for a backup point guard is not bad, guys. Especially a backup guard that's only 22, 23 that can grow and be a better guard for the Boston Celtics. And we'll look at that in this here. Bobby Marks also had to say that Payton Pritchard becomes the 7th player to sign a rookie extension this season. And the deadline to sign the rookie extension is October 23rd. Now, if you guys don't know what happens if you don't sign the rookie extension deal on your 4th or 5th year of your contract, what happens is you become a restricted free agent in free agency next year. So that means any team can obviously send you a contract, but ultimately the team that has your rights can actually match your contract. So if a team like the Chicago Bulls or a team like the Orlando Magic were to offer Payton Pritchard a fat contract last season if he's still a free agent, then the Celtics could have matched it. Luckily, the Celtics escaped all that problems. They don't have to deal with that headache in free agency next season. They only have to work on extending Jayson Tatum, which is the great news. But let's look at what Bobby Marks had to say about Payton Pritchard, as he was going to come out with this article in about a couple weeks talking about these rookie scale deals, and let's see what he had to say. So he says that the Celtics have around $191 million in salary next season, as they are a second-apron team and will pay the luxury tax for a 3rd straight season. Despite all of that, there's still value exploring extension talks with backup point guard Payton Pritchard. In the 3 games as a starter last season, Pritchard averaged 14.3 points, 7.7 rebounds, and 6.3 assists. In the season finale versus Atlanta, Payton recorded his first triple-double in his career: 30 points, 14 rebounds, 11 assists. A comparable contract is a 3-year, $19.5 million deal that backup guard Javon Carter just signed with Chicago this offseason. If Payton does not extend, the Celtics would then have the veteran minimum extension to replace him if an offer sheet is signed by another team and not matched. So like I said, if they didn't sign him, they would have had to go through and tried to have to match his contract. And if a team paid him too much, they could have just went with the veteran exception. But Bobby Marks says that they should have given Payton Pritchard a 3-year, $19.5 million deal, and they gave him only $500,000 more, making it, just rounding it up, giving him $20 million, which honestly is great and probably given to him as he's been drafted by this franchise. They do believe in him. They wanted to give him a little bit of an extra bonus to make him feel happy. But what I like to hear is that this contract is comparable to a guard like Jevon Carter, who I'm very high on and think he's a great backup point guard in this NBA and could be a starting point guard potentially if he were to play in the right system. And I think that Payton Pritchard ultimately can live to that status as Jevon Carter is doing with the Chicago Bulls now, as Jevon Carter might be the starting point guard for the Chicago Bulls. But let's look at Payton Pritchard's stats and kind of talk about the role he's going to be playing this season with his bigger contract. So as you can see, Payton Pritchard last season didn't have the greatest season, only averaging 5.6 points, 1.8 total rebounds, and 1.3 assists. His field goal shooting was worse too. He shot 41% from field and only 36% from three and 75% from the free throw. Now, obviously, his numbers are down last year compared to the year prior, but that's because last season he didn't play that much. Guys like Smart, guys like Brogdon, guys like White, those guards got more run over him. And with Jaylen Brown playing the 2 guard as well, Payton Pritchard just kind of was the third string point guard on this team. And I definitely understand why he had frustrations. But now that those guys are gone, what does this mean for Payton Pritchard with his role with the Boston Celtics as they've now just extended him? And I personally think that Payton Pritchard is going to have the role of a backup point guard for the Celtics team. I think that the Celtics are going to run a lineup of Jrue Holiday, Jaylen Brown, Jayson, Tatum, Al Horford, and Kristaps Porzingis. And I think off the bench they'll have Derrick White with Payton Pritchard to have a nice guard rotation. Obviously, that means that a guy like Luke Kornet might be the backup center, a guy like Wenyen Gabriel might be the backup center alongside these guys, but this team will be solidified and will have a solid core. Now, what that means for Payton Pritchard, he's going to get more playing time. He's going to be playing the backup guard, and he's going to get some time to experience how that works for this team. Obviously, when we get closer to the playoffs and get closer to a championship, he's going to have that experience from playing with this team the whole season. He's going to be locked in. He's going to be ready to go. And I think this year, like Sam Hauser said, he's out for blood. I think he's going to have a breakout season this year. And I think a lot of people are going to realize that once he gets to his second or third year of his contract, that he might not ultimately be worth $7.5 million. He might be worth more. And that the Celtics might be getting an ultimate steal here with this contract of Payton Pritchard for the foreseeable future, as I personally think that Payton Pritchard in the next 3 to 4 years could be the Celtics starting point guard. Obviously, we got guys like Derrick White. Obviously, we got guys like Jrue Holiday. But Jrue Holiday is 33, guys, and Jrue Holiday is not getting younger. So in 3 to 4 years, when he's 36, 37, getting closer to 40, he might be more of a six-man guy for the Boston Celtics. And a guy like Payton Pritchard, who the Celtics officials have stated multiple times that they think was the next Rondo when they drafted him. They hadn't felt so confident in a point guard since drafting Rondo. I think I'm all in on this train and believing in Payton Pritchard. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you guys think that this contract is fair for the Boston Celtics, or do you guys think it's an overpay? I personally think it works for both sides. I think Payton Pritchard really wanted this contract to help him with his family and help him ensure his career locked in the NBA, and I think that helps him a lot with a nice team that's going to contend. And I also think this helps out the Boston Celtics as they have a lot of cap space in the offseason for next year, and they already have one of their guys locked up for the future. This is this episode of Celtics Digest. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and tune into Celtics Digest content as we almost post content here daily, guys. I'm Bruce Veliz. I'll catch you guys in the next video.